Imagine you could become invisible, like actually invisible. Put on a cloak and boom, nobody can see you, nobody knows what you're doing, nobody can hold you accountable. Sounds awesome, right? Well, congrats, you already have that power. It's called the internet. And here's the problem. Humans absolutely suck at handling invisibility. Let's talk about something that's been in human mythology forever, the power to disappear. Greek mythology had the cap of invisibility, the ring of Gyges. Harry Potter had his invisibility cloak. Every culture, every story, same fantasy. What if I could do whatever I want and nobody would know? And you know what happens in basically every single one of those stories? The person who gets that power uses it to do sketchy stuff. Because of course they do. There's this famous thought experiment from Plato, the ring of Gyges. Basically, if you found a ring that made you invisible, would you still be a good person? Plato's whole point was, most people wouldn't be. Remove accountability, remove consequences, and morality becomes optional. Fast forward 2,400 years, we don't have magic rings. But we do have something arguably more powerful, online anonymity. This is it. And spoiler alert, Plato was right. Still correct. Okay, so let's get clear on what we're actually talking about here. Online anonymity isn't just using a fake name on Twitter. It's way deeper than that. True anonymity means nobody can connect your online actions back to your real identity. No name, no face, no location, no digital fingerprint. You're a ghost. And there are tools that make this possible.
Tools like Tor, VPN, encryption, burner phones, and cryptocurrency.
Tor bounces your traffic through servers, encrypting at each step.
This hides your origin.
Makes it basically impossible to trace where you are or who you are. Then you've got VPNs, encrypted messaging apps, cryptocurrency, temporary email addresses, burner phones. The toolbox for digital invisibility is massive and getting bigger. And look, I'm not saying these tools are inherently bad. Journalists use them. Whistleblowers use them. People living under authoritarian regimes use them to access uncensored information. There are absolutely legitimate reasons to want privacy online.
The tunnel protects your data.
But here's where it gets messy. The same tools that protect a journalist in Syria also protect the internet's worst people. The tools are neutral, but the users, that's another story. Now let's talk about where this all leads when there's zero accountability.
Time to look at the dark side.
Let me paint you a picture. There's this part of the internet called the dark web. And no, it's not just a scary myth your parents warned you about. It's very real. The dark web is basically a hidden internet you can only access with special tools like Tor. And because it's anonymous, it's become a marketplace for literally everything illegal you can imagine. And this exists purely because of anonymity. Sellers are anonymous, buyers are anonymous, transactions use cryptocurrency so they're anonymous. The whole system runs on invisibility. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but that's criminals. What about regular people? Great question. Ever read YouTube comments, Twitter replies, Reddit threads? Notice how people say things online they would never say to someone's face. That's online disinhibition, and anonymity cranks it up to 11. When you're anonymous, your brain does this weird thing. It stops seeing other people as people. They become usernames, avatars, NPCs in your personal video game. And suddenly, being cruel, being aggressive, being completely unreasonable, it all feels consequence-free. There's research on this. A 2004 study by John Suler coined the term online disinhibition effect. People do and say things online they'd never do face-to-face, and anonymity is the biggest amplifier of that effect. So here's the core issue. Anonymity removes accountability. And humans really, really need accountability to behave. In real life, there are consequences. You're rude to someone, they might confront you. You break the law, you might get caught. You lied, find out. Social accountability in action. Your reputation is on the line. Your relationships are on the line. Your freedom might be on the line. All of that, gone when you're anonymous. No reputation to protect because nobody knows who you are. No relationships at risk because there's no connection to your real identity. And look, I get it. Sometimes that freedom feels necessary. Sometimes you need to speak truth to power without getting fired. Sometimes you need to report corruption without becoming a target. But, and this is a big but, for every person using anonymity for legitimate protection, there are 10 others using it to be terrible without consequences.
The ratio is 1 to 10.
Cyberbullying, harassment campaigns, doxing, swatting, revenge porn, online radicalization. A huge chunk of the internet's worst behavior is enabled by anonymity.
They're not all bad people. A lot of them are normal folks who just stop acting normal when they think nobody's watching.
The other side says, hold up.
Anonymity isn't a fundamental human right. It's a relatively recent invention.
For most of human history, you couldn't just say whatever you want without people knowing it was you. Anonymity enables the worst of human behavior and protects criminals. A valid concern.
It enables criminal activity.
And honestly, both sides have a point, which is what makes this so messy. I'm personally skeptical of treating anonymity as some sacred right. It's a tool, a powerful one. And like any powerful tool, it can be used for good or evil. The question isn't whether it should exist, it does exist. The question is, how do we handle the fact that humans consistently prove we're not great at handling it? All right, real talk. What does this mean for you, right now, browsing the internet? First, understand that when someone is anonymous online, their behavior might not reflect who they really are. That person being a complete jerk in the comments, they might be lovely in person. Second, be careful what you share with anonymous accounts. That friend you only know through Reddit, that helpful stranger in a Discord server, you actually have no idea who they are. Third, recognize that platforms are struggling with this. They're trying to balance privacy with safety, free speech with preventing harm. It's not easy. There's no perfect solution. And fourth, think about your own behavior. Ask yourself, would I say this to someone's face? If the answer is no, maybe don't say it online either. So here's the bottom line. Anonymity is a superpower. It comes with massive responsibility. Next time, we're diving into what happens when anonymity meets artificial intelligence.
It's essential.